Greetings from Cybertron. This is Michael, aka SoundJack, here with a review of the Transformers SDCC 2026 cereal box set. So this is based on a cereal that never released back in the 80s that included a heroic Autobot Jazz, and they decided to make it in 2026. So okay. Taking a look, this is a huge box, so that's why the camera is backed up a fair bit, so you can see my sides, unfortunately. But I needed a way to get this whole box in because it's really big for a cereal box. Like, I mean, I'm expecting some pretty good cereal here. I got my spoon, I got my bowl already, but we're going to take a look at the box before we get into the taste of the cereal, because there's totally cereal in there. The heavy box, it's 16.47 ounces, or 467 grams to those in the UK. We got Hasbro, the Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye, Special Edition Optimus Prime, Power Your Day with a delicious bowl of Energon, Cybertronian ingredients. Let's take a look at the top. If I can even fit it, it's just price, buyer sample. Okay, this is buyer sample box. Lift tab to open because this is a cereal box. And it looks like there's you can see it along the sides too. There's like a cutout. I guess you could cut out the box and turn it into a robot. But like, why would you do that when you have this very limited edition set? Yeah, we got like Bumblebee like feet here. We've got like Optimus Prime like grill rib cage in the middle here. The arms are on the side. I guess this thing's supposed to be the head of the robot. And it's got a spoon on the other arm. And we got some nutrition facts. Let's go over the nutrition facts. Proof of purchase seal, Transformers Optimus Prime, power your day with a delicious bowl of Energon. Serving size, 1 heroic Autobot combo pack, servings per container, 1 collector's dream. There's only 1 serving in this container? This is 1 serving. Okay, so whatever. Calories with the cereal is 84,000 calories. Okay, well, that's if you eat the whole box. That still seems like a lot. With half cup liquid Energon, it's 120,000 calories. Huh. Well, I don't have milk with my cereal anyway, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. Let's see, what other nutrition facts are there? Leadership alloy, 100%. 1,984%. How do you do that? How do you get that value? I question how much leadership alloy. I actually question how much leadership alloy is in my regular cereal now. Stabilized matrix glucose. Okay, glucose, 100%. And 500% based on that. So your cyber vitamins, 150, cyber fiber, 10 microns, nostalgium isotope, 84, 3000%. That doesn't change with the milk value at all. Huh. So your Energon output, 80% or 300%. Wow. Armor density. Wait, hold on. No, Retrotech circuits is the 80 and 300. Energon output is 100 and 2,500%. Wow. Armor density goes from 12. This deals with 12. This gives you 12,000% of your armor density per day, or 1,600 with the Energon. Conversion speed 80% or 200%. Ultimate efficiency 98% or 150%. Posability factor 420% or 800%. Cybertronian sparkle tint 400% or infinity. How do you have an infinity symbol on nutrition facts? Phomosuppressant 0%. All values based on 1 collector per household diet. Daily values may be higher or lower depending on display shelf tier and nostalgia exposure. That's a weird disclaimer. Ingredients: G1 Deluxe Class Optimus Prime with retro details and crisp deco. Autobot Jazz in 1980 style serial price scale, highly displayable collector grade cereal box packaging with resealable flap may contain traces of Matrix of Leadership and Autobot power. Warning, do not eat, not a real breakfast, but totally real fun. What? This isn't a real cereal? You're telling me this awesome looking box that is massive is not a real cereal? Like, get the Autobot Jazz. You got the tech specs for. It's just supposed to be Jazz, but Optimus Prime is here too. Optimus Prime, the noble Autobot leader, committed to doing what is right and being an advocate for the freedom of all sentient beings. Those who fight by his side know no greater ally, and those who face him in battle know they'll never see his equal. Heroic Autobot Jazz is a special Autobot agent and loyal right hand to Optimus Prime. Upbeat, outgoing, and well-liked by the Autobots he is fascinated by and possesses a vast knowledge of human culture. Now you can battle alongside these heroic Autobots as they face the evil Decepticon forces. Well, I feel stupid for bringing my bowl up now. Alright, well, I guess it's time to open the box and see the cereal that's inside. That's a normal lift to open tab. So let's get it open. It still has a close tab right there. It's hard to get this box angled so you can see the top really well. But I'm gonna move this box out of the way a bit to try to pull out what's inside. And let's see here. Well, that looks like a cereal packaging bag. But oh yeah, there's just Transformers in here. Oh, interesting. Liars. Cereal box set. Box set. It's a box set. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Well, let me open up this packaging and then we'll get to looking at everything outside of the packaging. And here's everything you get in the box. Now that's of course the bit at the beginning was a joke about believing it was a breakfast cereal inside there. But I really thought the packaging that looked like a cereal box packaging, like the cereal packaging itself, I thought that was going to open as easily as a regular like cereal packaging. No, it didn't. I had to go get the scissors for that. But anyway, like I said, this is everything that comes in the box. You get an Optimus Prime with all of his accessories, a trailer, a roller, accessories for the trailer, and a brand new Jazz mold with his own gun. So let's take some things off of here and start with Optimus Prime. So first we have Optimus Prime. This Optimus Prime is not a new mold. This is a repaint, maybe a light retool, but definitely a repaint of the, I believe it was Legacy G1 Optimus Prime toy that was designed to look like the original Generation 1 toy from 1984, like the one you would buy on the shelf. So that's why the truck mode is pretty clean, because all of the kibble is hidden away pretty much like it was in G1. You got some white smokestacks coming out the back here. Clear windows. You can already see the Matrix of Leadership inside of there. It's a little gappy for some reason, but it's all works. Very nice white wheels, rubberized wheels. Here's rubberized wheels going on. These smokestacks do come out as they are 5mm port accessories. You can just stick those back in there. They came packaged like that in the box, as you saw. And you get the stripeless, because even though this mold is designed to be a toy accurate version, this version of the repaint is now screen accurate. So you'll get the body stripe on Optimus's torso with this, but you don't get it along the sides. So they were trying to do their best to split the difference with stripe and no stripe, and it kind of works. Kind of works. Of course, we get a trailer. Like you saw, this trailer is, I believe, it is a version of the G1 trailer, of the original Toys trailer. I think it might have been a brand new mold based on that design, but whatever. The side of it is really neat looking with this tampograph, and it actually feels pretty nice. The Transformers, heroic Autobot, more than meets the eye. So you got some screws going on the side that I probably wouldn't have noticed if it weren't so colorfully decorated. The other side also says the Transformers, heroic Autobot, more than meets the eye, and also has a screw going on right there. We'll get more into the trailer, but for right now, this trailer has a hitch that will fit over this tab, that this circle that Optimus has. It'll just fit around there, and it rolls very nicely. Optimus can turn all the way around, and despite this toy being smaller than the toy this trailer was designed for, it kind of fits. Kind of. If you look at it from the front, that's a lot. That's big. So a very weird idea to include the trailer. But you know what? Who can complain? Who can complain about having more trailers? Most Transformers collectors can complain about having too many trailers to not know what to do with their collection. But anyway, Optimus doesn't just have the trailer. He also has his blaster, his ion blaster, his other ion blaster, which is more toy accurate, and his Energon axe, which is, I was going to say molded in solid plastic, but that's clear plastic right there. So it was painted over to give him that nice cartoon accurate orange-ish hue and glow with the faded yellow to orange kind of coloring going on there. All of these do store on the truck, inside there, and then this axe goes there, and that rolls with it all. Unfortunately, you can't connect the trailer like this. Maybe you can. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. But that's all these do in their alternate mode. So let's bring the trailer back. Let's see what else it can do. So like I said, it connects. It has these pieces on the side, underneath, that stick out on the side to keep this supported. Because when you drop the back of this, you can split this up and reveal his combat base. Now on the inside, it is very, very black. Very darkly colored. You do have the gas pump that came with the original toy that can stick in there. You have some missiles on a sprue that can go here on this, but they just kind of sit in there. There's no spring-loaded mechanism for them all. You have this part of the combat deck, which can extend that out. You can extend this claw out. This cockpit can open, but I think this version of the toy was remolded. This version of the trailer, I should say, was remolded so the Dionauts or the Diaclone minifigures don't fit inside there anymore. I don't have any, so I can't really test that. But there's also places that were seats for them there and there. No other detailing inside, but you also get, hold on. Yeah, you can see the extended. Sorry about that. You also get Roller, who just kind of snugly fits in there. There's no, oh wait. Let me move this. Oh, it does. This is still spring loaded. Oh, hold on. How did I do that? Genuinely, how did I do that? Well, I think it's this tab, right? It looks like it's this tab. Yep, there we go. I just push that, and then it launches roller flying. Oh, I have to pull it. Okay. That's where I was getting messed up with. Okay. You know, never had a version of this trailer, so I didn't know that's how that works. No, wait, I do. I have the missing link Optimus, but I don't. Does it do that? Does it do that? Wow. Okay. Maybe I need to take a look at my missing link Optimus again. Uh, but yeah, this is Roller. His partner Roller. It's all black with white tires. It's very black and white in here. And I'm curious as to why that color choice. Like I can get the white on Optimus and maybe the whites to match the Optimus, but just the solid black, no stickers, nothing inside is very dull. I don't know. I guess the main attraction is the outside of the trailer. But okay. No, the missing link trailer is different. Yeah, because this, whoops, launched Roller again. This back part detaches and becomes its own separate rolling thing. So but this one, it's all molded in one thing, so it is different. So it doesn't have the launching gimmick that this one has. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense now. But we've got everything placed inside the trailer. There's I think the gas pump really goes on this tab over here. Well, it's the only other tab besides the ones in the middle that kind of get blocked off. But they're 5mm ports, so you could also put Optimus's guns in there, or his axe probably wouldn't fit. But that's the trailer, and you can close the trailer up with all those accessories inside, flip those back, and put that all on Optimus to have it roll around nice and smoothly. So, with that done with the trailer, let's get to transforming Optimus into robot mode. To transform Optimus, we are going to pull his arms out on both sides, pull the shoulders forward on both sides, fold the front of the arm down, and rotate, and fold it back up. Do the same again on this side. Fold the legs down, split the legs, fold the feet up, and on both sides. Those are tight. Open the backpack, flip up the head, close the backpack, and there you have Optimus Prime in his robot mode. Before we do anything, let's get some size comparisons in. Here he is next to a tiny turbo changer, a deluxe class figure, a Voyager class figure, a leader class figure, and with the channel's mascot, SoundJack. So most of the details you've already seen, but the head, I believe, is a brand new, much more cartoon accurate version of the mold. It looks like he does have light piping in there. There's this little strip of light piping here, which is really good because that really worked on the Siege Shockwave mold. And that's going to work here too. But like the shadow I'm getting from the helmet is kind of making that hard to see, I think. But yeah, there's Optimus Prime. Just turn around since I don't have my turntable here. Articulation rise, the head fully rotates. It can't really look up. It can look up just like a hair, but that's about it. Arms rotate 360. Fully outward on this hinge here. On that hinge. 90-degree elbows. Full 360 rotation at the elbow. The hands can only do what the transformation allows them to do, which is break, I guess. Ah, my hand, no! That's definitely how Optimus Prime sounds, guys. You heard it here first. The tires lift up to get out of the way of the legs so they can do a full split. There's a 360-degree mushroom peg there. 90 degrees bend at the knee. And full ankle tilt going on. But forward, I forgot about forward. This bit also folds up so the legs can bend that far forward and all the way back. Of course, they can bend all the way back because that's how he transforms. And let's just show him off with some of his accessories. The Energon axe just plugs in there. Let's get his more show accurate blaster. This one. And plug it in there. And then we can stick this extra one on the back right here. And you can switch them all around. And interchangeably. The axe will store back here, I believe. Let me try that. Let me try that before I say something that is inaccurate. Yeah, no, the axe does not store back there. But the two guns can. The two guns can store back there. Different guns, not at the same time, but they can store back there. And then you got Optimus in robot mode. Very nice, very nice. Now, let's move on to Jazz. So this is a brand new Jazz toy introduced in this set. It is supposed to be, I take it to be, it's supposed to be in scale with the toy generations designed Optimus Prime. So it's in scale. So why can't I speak? This is supposed to be a toy version of his G1 toy. Yes, that makes sense. This is in scale with the Optimus Prime that came in the box. That is also a toy version of his G1 toy, but it is smaller. But this Optimus is smaller than that Optimus, so this Jazz is smaller than the other Jazz. I'm not certain. It's supposed to be that same scale because I don't own that Jazz at all in any way, shape, or form. But that's what I suspect is going on here. It is a very nicely painted Jazz. You got some silvery blue for the windows. You got his big stripe going down the center with a nice Autobot symbol. Headlights are picked out in paint, and his little red stripe along the front. Got the blue on the sides, the number 4, a little bit of black on the spoiler. No taillights. And that's Jazz. He does roll very nicely. And on top, he has a 3mm port, which fits his 3mm gun. Like so. So you can have all of that stored away for him. You can see the underside where we can see a lot. Hey, there's Jazz's head. Hi, Jazz. His arms, his legs, his head. Everything's pretty much sticking out there. But that is all to say on Jazz's alternate mode. So let's get him into robot. Transform Jazz. You're going to pull his back section out. You're going to open the doors. Open the doors. Bring the arms down. Fold up the sides. Bend the chest over. Straighten out his legs. Straighten out his arms. Split the legs. And there you have Jazz in his robot mode. And he is incredibly stumpy. Look at those little legs. Look at those little tiny, tiny thighs. Again, I'm imagining like this is as far, like there's more hinges here, but this is as far as it's allowing it to go. Like that's collapsed and that's extended. That's it. I imagine, like I said, I believe this is like Hasbro's version of Missing Link. This is supposed to be almost a one-to-one of the original toy, but with more modern articulation. So I guess the original Jazz had very, very stumpy thighs. I guess. Because it's not like they couldn't have, there wasn't room for there to be more thigh. There definitely was. This was an intentional design choice. Let me do that again. I think that was off camera. Like, look at all of that gappage there. They could definitely have gotten more thigh in there. So this was a very intentional choice to not give Jazz any thighs. And this is how he looks. He's a little silly. He's a little silly. But he can take his gun and stick it in his hand and hold it and fire it. And that is all to do with Jazz. So let's take a look at some size comparisons with him. Here he is next to a tiny turbo changer, a deluxe class figure, a Voyager class figure, a leader class figure, the channel's mascot SoundJack, and here he is with the rest of the set. This is a very interesting yet strange set. The repaint of Optimus Prime, of the Legacy toy look-alike Optimus Prime, is very, very nice. It's bright white. It's got the bright whites. It's got the nice oranges on the axe. It's got the toon-accurate head. The trailer is an interesting choice of it being a version of the full G original style trailer that looks very big on Optimus. And then you have the Jazz, who is meant to be in scale, presumably meant to be in scale with this toy version of Optimus. So he ends up just being very squat. Interesting set. Fun idea to bring back the canceled serial in a funny way, in a funny release. The trailer is probably what makes the set as expensive as it is. It's $75. And this is a deluxe class figure, so like let's say $30, and then the newly molded Jazz might be a core class, so maybe $15. And then, well, then the trailer would be $30. So then that all splits out. And obviously money had to go into the packaging. So I guess it's a decent-ish deal. Maybe $12 for the core Jazz, because they wouldn't be $10 anymore if core class still existed. But the trailer's nicely done again. Everything is nicely done. It's just interesting, you know? You get what I mean? You get what I mean? I think you get what I mean. If not, let me know in the comments that you don't get what I mean. And also let me know your thoughts on the set. Will you get the set? Will you not? Let me know down below. And as always, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and all of those good YouTube things. And thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing out.